Hi, good morning, friends. Oh, I'm glad to meet you again this morning. As always, I am your friend, Sidney Salakuphathwa. Your friend in the morning, friend by day, friend by evening, yes, friend by midnight. As always, I'm glad to speak to you. As I'm starting the podcast, I urge you to subscribe to my channel, Sidney Salakuphathwa. As we continue to share, the title of my message today is A Stranger at the Door. A Stranger at the Door. First, this title is a little bit controversial. Not like most of the topics that we hear online. When people they come online, they've got things that they talk about. This one is controversial because it talks about a stranger. We'll have to know before we continue, what is a stranger? A stranger, as we may know, is someone who's foreign. Foreign. Yes. Is someone who's alien, who's not from around here. If I may continue, I must just say unfamiliar person. Yes, unfamiliar person. External person, an outsider. Someone who's not known. Not a friend, of course. Not an acquaintance. Not part of the family, not part of the guest, not a visitor. An intruder, intermeddler, an interferer. Someone who has no title. He has no title for a land around there. More especially if you don't know if he's entitled for a land. He's got a title for a land around there. Especially when you don't have knowledge of that person. You might even think he doesn't have a title of a land around there. You might think he doesn't know anyone around there. Because to you, he's a new person. He's someone you never met. He's a newcomer, new resident, and non-national. Antonyms also will be still negative because it will be still an outsider. Synonyms will continue to be the rest of the words that we've just mentioned. Yes, some of the words for stranger, similar words, a synonym. As we're talking, I would like me to quote to you this verse in Revelation chapter 3, verses 20. Let's read. Look, I stand at the door and knock. If you hear my voice and open the door, I will come in and we'll share a meal together as friends. Here's someone knocking at the door now. The Bible says, especially Jesus says in the book of Revelation, because those are the words of Jesus. He says, I stand at the door. Look. He gives a word, a verb that propels us to do action, to make an action. Look, I stand at the door and knock. And he's knocking. If you hear my voice and open the door, I will come in and we'll share a meal together as friends. We will share a meal together as friends. These days, people who knock at doors are regarded unwelcomed. In this society that we're living in, many people are dubious. They are so much unwelcoming to strangers. They so much don't allow people to come invade their space. People these days are having their doors and their gates locked. They come in and the gate is open by itself. Immediately the car gets in Because of the crime that is full in the world today, the gate closes by remote behind. And the garage opens, voila, car comes in, the door closes behind. That's the life that we're living in. It's a remote controlled kind of a life. Now, if you come budge, having not been welcomed, having not called, made no appointment, you come without an appointment, you're already at the door. Figuratively, Jesus meant the door of the hearts of men. But here, literally, the door. You are standing at the door already, and you are uninvited guest. You are unwelcome in this kind of a society we're living in. You know, the times when we were living, people were strangers. Before you can ask the name and what you give the bottle of macheu, a beaker of macheu, bikir la macheu, and you give the person, you say, just drink, man. Rest under the tree. And you bring the food immediately. Hey, the visitor is hungry. You don't know even his name. And then you ask the name. Who are you and where you come from? You welcome the person warmly. But these days, it's hard even to open a door for someone knocking. You already think, hey, he is someone who's a criminal, he's what. You feel free to open the doors for such kind of people. For strangers, interferer, intermeddler, newcomer. You see, the ways that we explain a stranger, non-national, non-resident. Yeah. Unfamiliarity breeds contempt. But being familiar with someone will make you to have intimacy with that person. If you are unfamiliar, someone who's unsocialized, you cannot come closer and have that social intercourse with that person, that intimacy, that close relationship with someone you don't know. You are with the relationship with someone in an intimate level, because the person you have shared a cup of coffee, he has visited you, you've shared a meal with him. Once you've shared a meal, like we used to do in the olden times, like our fathers used to do, you already know the person. Once you've spoken to the person, shared some views, having been on a platform of communication where you speak, he listens, and he answers, and where he speaks and you listen and you answer. That is communication, a two-way street. It's a two-way street. Communication becomes a two-way tool. Let's go on. By the way, if this is getting interesting, just like my podcast. Click a like there. And don't forget, below there's a subscribe, a red button. Just press it, my friend. Let's continue. Let's read again as we continue. Luke chapter 11, verses 9. Luke 11, verses 9. The Bible reads in Luke 11, verses 9. Luke 11, verses 9. It says, "And I say unto you, ask, and it shall be given you. Seek, and ye shall find. Knock, and it shall be opened unto you." It seems to me Jesus was already making a verse. He was already making a verse. He was already in the Word. He was in the Bible. The Bible says, "Knock, it shall be opened unto you." Even though we are dubious, we are reluctant to open, please comment below. Don't hesitate to comment below. If you find this interesting, if you feel that Jesus is not a stranger to your life, just comment. And if you really feel that Jesus is a stranger to your life, you don't know him, you never met him, just comment. How you mean you never met him? If you feel you met him, How you mean you met him?